troubles by way of language in a manner that is extraordinary. In a manner that is extraordinary. What does it mean? What does it mean to be extraordinary?
Outside of ordinary.
Outside,
Of ordinary.
outside of ordinary, outside the norm. Do you know, can you have another word for extraordinary?
Uncommon.
Uncommon. Okay, anything else? Amazing. Well, that this extraordinary doesn't need to be amazing. That's a good question.
Special.
Kind of ordinary, made more, like
Extraordinary.
Yeah, like so, but it's coming from the ordinary.
Out of the blue.
Unusual.
Unusual. But there is another sense of the extraordinary. The ordinary is the common. Sorry?
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Run of the mill.
Special.
Run of the mill. Regular.
Yes.
It's more and more regular. It's saying it's extraordinary. It's ordinary, but it's also extraordinary. We tend to think of it as outstanding in the same
What extra means?
Something plus beyond.
multitudes.
Beyond. So beyond ordinary. What is beyond ordinary? Ordinary is the everyday. Yeah, this is ordinary. Eating breakfast in the morning is ordinary. Talking the way we talk now is ordinary. Yeah. What is ordinary? Ordinary is the common, the norm. Yeah. So extraordinary is something which is outside the norm. It's something which is uncommon. It's something also you immediately notice a kind of sense of danger in that, in the extraordinary. Yeah. How one learns how to think extraordinary thoughts.
I think that what Heidegger is saying here is sort of what you mentioned quite often throughout since the beginning of the course is that when you read these texts, you can't take them literally. You're not supposed to read them from front to back. Like when he's talking about language specifically, I don't think that he's talking about using an entirely new language, but to read sentences like you said in your own way, maybe not to follow them literally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like you said he's just setting, he's sort of setting he's giving you like a preface on how to take in his writings non-literally.
That's right. Well, to take his writings non-literally, you're right. But also to learn how to think in a way that is extraordinary. So this is my question. How one learns to think or to make art, for instance, in a way that is extraordinary? In a way that is outside the norm, yes?
Stop
Stop
thinking about the ordinary. Stop thinking about what we do while we're doing it.
Well, what do you think?
I think it's the opposite actually. If you think extraordinary, it means paying maybe extra attention to the ordinary. In a way that you use the language in very discarded way, and you're not aware of it. And the moment when you pay this extra attention to it, it's the moment when you start
Interesting.
So when you question what is known and when you explore the unknown, can that be?
Yes, can be. But I think, it's all good. I think you're kind of close to it. The extraordinary suggests that there is something wrong with the way we do things normally. There is something wrong with the way we normally think. The normal thinking, Heidegger seems to suggest, doesn't lead to thinking. The normal thinking we do is not yet thinking. To really think, you somehow need to learn how to do it in a manner that is extraordinary. Now, extraordinary might mean, as Darius says, magnified, amplified attention to the ordinary. That absolutely might be so. I think this is an excellent tactic. Maybe the other tactics as well. But whatever it is, somehow you must start doing things in another way from the ordinary one. Maybe maybe it means that you need to start brushing your teeth with the left hand instead of the right. I mean, what happens if you do that, even for 1 month? You know, you already feel completely kind of mixed up. Yeah, that's the power of the ordinary. If you don't believe me, try. unless you use the electric tool, in which case I think I need to find out this thing. So, well, that's the question. And I think the suggestion is that Heidegger will show us how to think in a manner that is extraordinary, specifically around questions of technology. Now, for us, I think, this is quite an interesting promise because of the technology we are using in photographic practice. Yeah? So if Heidegger can show us something extraordinary about this technology, something extraordinary out of the norm in the processes we use as artists, then maybe this journey is worth traveling. Yeah, is worth taking. So we will see in a minute. How are we doing for time? Do you want a little break? Are you okay? You carry on. We can move. Yeah, okay. So, now, we're not going to read the whole essay, we're just going to take few sentences here and there and see how they can be helpful, how they can work. But I also want to just give you a sense of where Heidegger is taking us. You know, what is his thinking? To put it very broadly, Heidegger has one word, one notion that he is obsessed with as a philosopher. And this notion is being. Being. Yeah? Being is a very difficult thing to explain because by definition being is the unexplainable. Is exactly that which cannot be explained. But it is that which makes everything else possible. So that's what interests Heidegger. Yeah, this is a... I'm not sure it is any easier in other languages. But do you think it is easier to explain in German, for instance? What you say? You tried it and you failed, yeah. But, you know, it's never going to be somehow fully clear, but I think we can start getting the sense of it through a short piece of film from Space Odyssey, 2001, filmed by Kubrick. Anyone saw that? I mean, if you didn't see it, you are in for a treat. It's a really great film, and I think you absolutely should watch it. I'm just envious of you if you will do it for the first time. But let's watch the first scene. I hope it is the right. But from this point in the film, it cuts directly to the spaceship. So all I don't know how many, 1,000 years of human history are just condensed in this one cut. From the moment the tool is discovered to the spaceship, it's just history. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty good, huh? Did you enjoy it? So what's the rest? What is being in this sequence with us? What is being? You remember? I mean, we didn't even look at Heidegger, but as I said just before we started to watch that, for Heidegger, being is that which comes before everything else. So in this sequence, what is it? Surviving? No. Something happened in this sequence, if you watched it. Was there a kind of something that grabbed your attention?
So knowledge.
Evolution.
The disruption.
They found two.
I think it was like the disruption.
What happened?
They were the like primates were like living without any kind of disruption, or just kind of there was nothing that disrupted.
Yeah, but sorry to do that. Wasn't there something specific that happened? They wake up in the cave.
The
The
monolith.
monolith.
The monolith. Yeah. Now, the monolith, where it came from, what is it doing there? We completely have no idea. As Kubrick suggests, that had to happen before the tool could be picked up by this human. Yeah? Without the monolith, there wouldn't be the discovery of the bone as a tool. Do you agree with that? Are you sure you agree with that? Sorry? Why? Why do you think?
I think it's more common to find the tools first.
Then it's more common to find a tool than a monolith.
Yeah.
But how common it is to look at the bone, guys, how common it is to look at the bone and see it as a tool for someone who never saw a tool.
Was it from the disorientation of the?
Well, I think Kubrick here shows us his question, or he says, well, how come at one point, or at several points, because that maybe didn't happen just once, but how come at a certain moment a certain creature looks at the bone and recognizes it as a tool?
Isn't it a way the monolith was like extraordinary to think that, you know,
The monolith is a way to explain how that happens.
It's representative of just a lot of things, of curiosity and necessity of, you know, finding something to get the water hole back. It's representative of a number of things, just advancement and curiosity.
Yeah. I mean, I yes.
And I think the monolith become extraordinary because they have a life, a simple life, and they fight, and they find this thing that's they never seen it.
Yeah.
And it's become extraordinary. It's why they try now to think and to see the ordinary in a other way.
That's very good. That's excellent. Did you hear that? Yeah. That's a very nice way to link Space Odyssey with the text we are now looking at. The monolith, of course, is the thing which is the extraordinary. It just appears there in the landscape for no reason. It could be, as Ben is saying, that it is curiosity, perseverance. It could be. I mean, it's not. What's important is not so much to, I think, to try to explain the monolith, but the very idea of the monolith, that something had to come before the bone becomes a tool. So it's not like first. The normal way this story is told is that we used to live on the trees, and then at some point we learned how to walk on two legs, and then we had two free hands, and then we picked something and it became a tool, and the rest is history. But Kubrick says, not so fast. Because I don't understand how you just move from this domain of an animal that picks berries from the floor and eats them, to someone who uses tools. What there happened? And he said, well, I only can think of a monolith that explains how that happened, unless you have a better explanation.
So does he agree with evolution?
Sorry?
Does he agree of the theory of evolution?
What do you think? He doesn't speak about the theory of evolution, but watching this part of the movie, what do you think?
I think he only agrees with Heidegger.
And which part he doesn't agree? Or which part he agrees?
That we come from the we were developed. We actually came from an animal.
Okay.
Developed all the skills. We use tools and fires, and throughout history, and
Yeah.
then we become what we are today. But he doesn't agree with the natural development process.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, the monolith is hard to explain from a strict Darwinian perspective. True. Now, it's interesting in itself, but I thought it would be a nice way to try to get into some Heidegger. We don't have much time left, I'm afraid, so we have to just go and look at a few sentences and see what. Because, and I think there is some similarity, but there is a very interesting parallel between this segment of the film and what we are going to read now. Professor Leitner. Yeah, or you more or less?
Okay.
It's okay. Are you sure? Okay. So, so what if we go to page 4 and look at so, to cut a long story short, after saying that we need to learn how to think in a way that is extraordinary, so we need to think in a way that makes space for the monolith. Yeah? That starts to make sense, yeah? We now come to ask, so how do we stand with technology? And Heidegger tells us we need to prepare a free relationship with it. When that means that we need to inquire after the essence of technology. In the same way that last week we inquired about the essence of the jar. We didn't need to know whether the jar is made of clay, of plastic, or of stone. We needed to know what is the essence of the jar. Yeah? And what Heidegger was saying, to get to the essence, it's not enough to describe the jar, it's not enough to give us a definition. We need to start asking how it is actually being used. So you can see that in coming to discuss technology, Heidegger might have a similar approach. He will say, we don't need this definition of technology. If we want to ask after its essence, we need to ask how it is standing with humans and technology. In what relationship technology stands to the human. Just as we were asking earlier, in what relationship the jar stands to the human. Yes, the technology is more complicated because, not only because it is much vaster than the jar, but it's also that which produced the jar. Yeah? The jar is another thing that is produced by technology. So now we're kind of going one step deeper into the woods. So, and here I think this is quite interesting. In likewise, the essence of technology. Could someone read to us this this paragraph? Yes, thank you.
Likewise, the essence of technology is by no means anything technological. Thus, we shall never experience our relationship to the essence of technology so long as we merely conceive and push forward the technological, put up with it, or evade it. Everywhere we remain unfree and chained to technology, whether we passionately affirm or deny it. But we are delivered over to it in the worst possible way when we regard it as something neutral. For this conception of it all, to which today we particularly like to do homage, makes us utterly blind to the essence of technology.
So, what do you make of it? What does it say here? Do you hear kind of a warning? Yeah, Julie.
I think he makes technology to something extraordinary.
Okay, and yes, yes. When